Hello and welcome to Coach's Commentary. I will be reviewing the game between the Delhi Capitals and the Lucknow Super Giants. This is played at the Ikana Stadium in Lucknow, and I was surprised to see a little bit of greenish tinge on the surface. There was a fair bit of help for the fast bowlers. I'll get to that later, but the Delhi Capitals won the toss and decided to bowl first. The decision is definitely not questionable. Khalil Ahmed got a few balls to rare and seam as well. But unfortunately, the Delhi Capitals got off to a very ordinary start because they were very sloppy on the field. They were letting a lot of runs go by through their legs and through some lazy efforts. And in fact, Myers really capitalized on the reprieve that he got. Khalil Ahmed was the erring fieldsman. And for a guy who's making his debut in IPL, that was perhaps something of a godsend. And the key here is that it's not about getting opportunities, it's about making them count. And that's exactly what Kyle Myers did. He went on to really smash the ball to all parts of the ground. And it was really becoming difficult for the Delhi Capitals to try out different methods to contain him. It looked like the Delhi Capitals were adopting a reverse strategy. Generally, sides tend to have a left arm seamer or left arm bowler as a variation to bring in a different dimension to the attack. But we saw Delhi Capitals add a lot of left-handers bowling in their bowling lineup and just the lone right-hander. But this is where the Lucknow Super Giants, having a lot of left-handers in their batting lineup, countered that easily enough because Myers batted extraordinarily well. Nicholas Poran, of course, can be a very dangerous customer. He played a good hand for the Lucknow Super Giants to really post a challenging score. As far as Delhi Capitals were concerned, they would be disappointed because they had the rub of the green in terms of winning the toss and also having the option to bowl first. But it looked like the bowlers were never really sort of sure as to what lengths to bowl at. Yes, Khalil Ahmed did start off well, but Sakaria, who's normally a very street smart bowler, had a poor night and he conceded a lot of runs. You don't normally see Sakaria go for as many runs as he did against the Lucknow Super Giants. And it is a good start for the Lucknow Super Giants, despite the fact that their skipper, KL Rahul, once again did not get off the blocks and make a meaningful contribution. But it's all about trying to get off to a good start as a team that a captain looks forward to. And in that respect, KL Rahul has achieved that objective. Yes, it's important to start on a winning note, and the Super Giants have done that. And as far as the Delhi Capitals innings were concerned, the total focus was on the fast bowler Mark Wood of the Lucknow Super Giants. What a spell of bowling that was. It looked scary and looked admirable and all sorts of emotion burst through when you saw Mark Wood bowl that night against the Delhi Capitals. He was quick, he was accurate, and he picked up wickets too. 5 for 14. How often do you see that in a T20 game? And the manner in which he got those batters, it looked like the batters were really not sure as to what is going to be thrown at them for the simple reason it's okay to be quick, it's okay to be accurate, but if you can also make the ball deviate like Marco did, it's a different ball game altogether. It's not going to be easy for the batters to survive, let alone go after such a kind of bowler. And Mark Wood obviously would be delighted because he had to take a long break because of injury. And normally, when fast bowlers come back to cricket after a layoff due to injury and after they do their rehab, they're not very sure about how to go about things. They'll always have it in the back of the mind that they might relapse once again and they might pick up the injury once again, aggravate the injury once again if they go all out. But it never looked like Mark Wood was thinking along those lines. He was giving the impression to everybody that he was there to enjoy himself and he was obviously going to go flat out and prove a point to himself and also to the others as well. Now it's going to be very interesting. The England team management is going to be really delighted to see the way he bowled, and I'm sure that if he can bowl such spells every fourth game for the Lucknow Super Giants, they'll be very delighted. Yes, we've seen a lot of players pull out at the last minute because of injuries, but this is something that will be heartening. Mark Wood coming back after an injury and straight away picking up the pieces, as it were, from where he left off when he was at his best before the injury. So it was a tough night for the Delhi Capitals, especially with the youngsters Prithvi Shaw and Sarfraz Khan having to really work on a few aspects in their batting. Sarfraz Khan down the clouds, and it's interesting these days. Uh, that sides prefer to try and pick a batter who can be fitted into the side and encourage him to take up wicket keeping too. Let's not forget that the wicket keepers have an important role to play, and we saw that happen when the title holders, Gujarat Titans, were on the field. Riddhiman Saha picked up two fantastic catches, and such efforts are really going to be uh, counting a lot. That will matter a lot as far as the end result is concerned. This is not to say that batters who have a little bit of talent when it comes to wicket keeping in them should be discouraged, but there comes a time when people have to understand that regardless of the extraordinary batting skills of a batter, if he goes on to drop one or two chances being the stumps merely because he is not used to keeping wickets or he doesn't have the mindset that it takes for a keeper, then the entire purpose is lost. Then, of course, there is no harm in trying. I have tried myself for making cricketers add extra value to the side. And it's always a question of experimenting with cricketers and see where it takes the team management and the individual player concerned, team's fortunes as well. Nonetheless, Delhi Capitals haven't got off to a good start, and they'll be hoping to try and do something about it. They'll obviously come back with a different strategy and different role allocation for the members of this side and get back to winning ways. So until then, until I catch up with you next time around, be good and stay safe.